The fluid.
No, it.
What up, YouTube world?
Hi. Good morning.
It's not morning.
Hi.
Say good evening.
Good evening.
There you go. I've had some of these today. Contest response vid for stottyboy4191. What is his? He wants you to tell more, I guess, about yourself. Not in the card sense, just life in general. He said in the vid to do whatever, just some kind of response video. But I enjoy the card, showing cards off and or top 10, whatever. And I enjoy that, but at the same time, every contest that has or is based upon that is, I won't say frivolous, but at the same time, how many times can you show your top 10 cards? And that's coming from a guy who, again, I don't toot my own horn at all with my collections of players or whatever I've got. It's what it is. I collect for the fun of it and all that jazz, but I'll move on just for the video's sake. Life story, I guess. Born, raised Ely, Minnesota. Some of you know that. Ely up in the BWCAW. Not none, but a limited amount know that. And trying to think of anything exciting that happened. Pretty much nothing until 91 when we moved to Superior. My mom and dad finished college at UWS, and before we were set to move back in 94, it would have been what, August 2nd? Yeah, it must have been the 2nd. When my dad passed away. That settle down. No jumping on the couch. That he had battled with alcoholism. Hey, I warned you once. Settle down. Battled with alcoholism. Heavy smoker. Didn't do a lot in the way of exercise or any of that stuff. Not overweight, but like me with the big stomach. But several times had been in the hospital for heart attack type stuff, heart problems. I know he had a heart attack a couple times, and heart problems running our family. His brother died in 85, 87, and he was only like 46. And dad died at what, 50? What would have been 54, 55. Hey, sit down. That you don't heed your warning from your doctor. Your doctor says don't drink, don't smoke, all that stuff. Guess what? It's gonna catch up to you sooner or later. So moved back to Ely. We had a house that he had purchased here before or as we were one of the paying it off or whatever. So, but the only bad part is it needed to be about 90% gutted out because everything had sat vacant for a good 10-15 years, and it was more or less to be like a not a duplex, but like we have here, where it's the top floor apartment, split level type house, or an actual the split of a house, and so I had to remodel all that stuff. Unfortunately, I do not carry his woodworking abilities because he was a pretty talented woodworker as well. Uh, but I wasn't able to do much of that, so my mom had to trade all his woodworking shop type tools, the bandsaw, table saws, uh, jigsaw, all the stuff that we had, basically for people uh, to work on the house or as in lieu of payment. Since we didn't have much money. We've never been dirt poor. We've always gotten by. And that's how I won't say I like it, but what? Yeah, but it's what it is. I never want to be rich. Hey, don't interrupt. That I just never want to be rich, to have that burden of money. Would it be a nice burden? Perhaps. But anyway, get back to the story at hand, because perfection is perfected, so I let him understand. And it took forever to get that house, uh, the house done or whatever. And this will be a 20-minute video, by the way, David. Sorry. So if you want to stop here, stop here. It's gonna go on, as I tend to ramble, but I like long videos. I don't want to hear short stories. I'm a novel guy. But that took forever to finish him. Must have taken, I don't know, when we got back. It was right before school. Trying to think here. 6 months, a year before it was what we deemed as acceptable as we could, well, afford, I guess. So move on from that through high school. Nothing, I don't know, nothing fancy, nothing outstandingly exciting. Hey, shh, quiet. Just read. You don't need to sing and read. That after high school, started coaching some football at the high school. For what, 4 or 5 years. I tried the college route. I'm not somebody who, unless it's something that I really find interesting, I just don't like listening to stuff. I mean, you could have an interesting story about something, that's great, but if you're calculus, stuff like that, I don't care. That might be a bad attitude. I don't like stuff. That's always the way I've been. Always been incredibly hard-headed. It's never been my way or the highway, but if I don't find something interesting, even after trying to learn about it, it ain't gonna happen. So college was out for me. So did that, volunteered, and then that was paying for a couple seasons, so that helped. Worked for Water and Light for the city of Ely, painted fire hydrants, not telephone poles, the street lights, and I think what the traffic standards. And then got my job up at Zups, the grocery store. Hey, hug Pink Bear. Show Pink Bear. Show everybody Pink Bear. That, who's that? Who's that? Who's that?
Pee-pee.
Who?
Pee-pee.
Is that your friend?
Yeah.
Does he have a stinky butt?
Yeah. Look.
I'll show them. Don't show me. I see Pink Bear all the time. Oi, show them. Show them the stinky butt. Where's the stinky butt?
There.
Where?
There.
Where?
There.
Ugh. Yuck.
You. You.
So, started working there. I don't know, that's where I've been since. Trying to think of anything. Well, you see her. You haven't seen Teresa. If you go back to some of the first, I don't know, 40, 50 vids, Teresa's in there more often, especially when Naomi's born. July 25th, 2010. She's in that video, but I met her through her aunt. She's from the Philippines. I've been there twice. Once in 06, from what, July 7th to right after, or I came back to USA. It would have been Labor Day. And then this past year, or well, last year now, that we went there for the whole month of April. Hopefully somebody move over there permanently. No, just settle down. That really enjoyed over there, the way the people live. It's not with, they always stick within their means, and I try to do that. A lot of times I fail miserably at it, but I feel if I was over there, it'd be a lot, I don't know, a much simpler life. Would I be poorer than I am here? Yeah. But again, it doesn't matter. That if you saw some of the pants I wore, I have pants from like when I was a senior in high school, a couple years after, that I still wear that are patched up. I'm one of the people that you'll probably one day see on Hoarders. Just because, again, if Scott 2244, Sictifer, Broncos fan, I am 140, RBI crew, Will, Michael, trying to think, Elon, all those guys about my hamburger helper hoard that I've got up. If you ever see that in the video comments, that's why. But and it's a video on here. Go back and look. Rambling. Hey. No. That's so Enai. But yeah, if we're able to swing it someday to move to the Philippines, because again, property's cheaper away from the city. So if you can get like a plot of land away from the city, like I'd like to move by the old Clark Air Force Base. We've been there, and it's gorgeous. It's right on the cusp of when you start going to Olongapo Bay, Subic Bay, where the old or Clark is the Air Force, the old Air Force base of the U.S., and Olongapo Bay is where the old naval base for the U.S. used to be. That once you hit just past Clark, that's when it really gets into the lush vegetation, even though it's pretty much 80 degrees or hotter there all year. But I don't know. I've had share tough times. I've always overcame them. I've suffered with depression before. It got really bad. 03-ish, really bad. I ended up in a hospital. No straitjacket, but there were some people in there with straitjackets in the padded rooms, and just the one little pane of the glass with the not the mesh, but the wiring or the bars through it. Hey, no, that's too Enai. Trying to do something. You can play later. Go watch your Barbie. Go watch Thumbelina. No, Dora, let's not. But ended up there for a little bit, dealing with personal shit, which we all do, but it always depends on how you handle a situation. So, uh, married, December 8th, 2007, to Teresa, and 5 years now. So you stick around with me for 8 years total, because January 15th is when 2005 is when I asked her out, and again that was over the internet, and that was through greeting cards, which we still have. I think all of them. I've got all the emails from her, and I don't know how many phone cards I bought, but boy did that drain the money. And but that's worth it. Again, overcome what, no matter what it is. That would be the advice that I have to anybody that's watching, that's younger, that's going through shit. No matter how minuscule or how huge it seems. And usually it's something to do with high school. And when I see these kids taking their lives that are like 13, 12 because of fucking bullying, I want to go apeshit on these people that are causing the fucking drama, especially when it's somebody. We've seen a couple of reports where it's been parents that have done this. If that ever happened, Naomi, you'd see me in the news. I will tell you that. I do not stand for that shit. And I always give the advice. It's high school. You may think it's your world now. And it may seem like the most important shit in the world. It's high school. I had great friends in high school. We just don't talk anymore because they're all scattered. Real life gets in the way. It becomes it's not an issue, but it's just the way it is. So if anything is getting people pissed off, and it's, take a step back and actually think of the situation logically. Just because somebody's pissing you off and you're whatever it may be, but especially the high school stuff, no matter your size, weight, color, speech impediment, maybe you're like 6'9", people are just like, oh, you're a stork. Who cares? The air up there is better than the air down here, believe me. But the rambling, I guess that's about it. But remember, I'll go back to the high school. Just, it's harder than hell to do that. Parlay that, the emotions you're feeling, parlay that into poetry, parlay that into song lyrics, parlay that into writing a book, a novel, parlay that into drawing, parlay that into playing the drums, training for MMA, or just boxing, or just, if you do your workout and just punch a speed bag for an hour, 45 minutes, whatever. Channel your pent-up aggression, your anger. Don't even give these people the time of day, because that's what they leech off of, or that's what they want. But turn your negative emotions, your negative energy, whatever you're feeling, that negativity, turn that into positive, some way, some shape, somehow. And always remember that the days will be sunnier. I promise you this. I promise you. High school is not, that isn't it. You make it through high school, everything will be fine. But Stotty Boy, David, I hope this sort of fits the criteria of your contest. closing in on 20 minutes, so now we're over. But my special talent is to make people laugh. Go watch my shower video. It'd be for Michael's contest 2011, maybe like January 23rd. 2000 sub contest maybe. That's when you'll want to watch. Right, Smitty?